On this page of the Dragnet Marketing is the networking concepts page. As you know, the title is right here on the page, and what we want to do here is just do that. Talk about concepts of business networking or social networking or any kind of networking, and how we can benefit from that. And I think mostly in a business context we'll talk about just the strategies and the principles behind effective, powerful business networking. First of all, let's talk about just in business how it's easier to network with companies that are not competitive with you. It's easier to get their favorable attention, their benevolent help. Of course, with a competitor, you're going to be a little bit protective. So simpler, less sophisticated networking strategies, of course, are going to always be directed towards the non-competitor. And it's actually really good to start your networking efforts in that type of arena. Of course, the more sophisticated that your strategies are, then the more powerfully you can begin to network with your competitors even. And this, again, is more powerful because your competitors obviously are in the same market that you would like to be in. And so if you can network with them, warm up to them in some way, and approach their markets, then that just gives you that much more power. However, again, it takes a more sophisticated effort to be able to achieve that. The second thing we want to talk about is what forum you might have for networking. And what we mean by forum is, like, for example, there's meeting networks where companies get together once a week or for breakfast, or once a month for coffee, and they sit around the table, and that's their forum. It's a meeting type forum. And that does have its advantages, to see your network partners face to face, to be able to speak with them, and to be able to share whatever you're sharing on that level. There are some things that you do share that are good on that level. There is also, for example, a telephone forum. That's a different forum for networking exchange. And sometimes it's easy just to, for example, if you're leads based. Let's say that you're in the home improvement industry, the home services industry, and you've got a roofer and a tile setter and a siding contractor and a landscaper and a window cleaner, and they all call each other once a week. Just the window cleaner tells them, well, yeah, I got a guy that cleaned his windows, he needs a landscaping, and the roofer says, well, yeah, well, he needs the guy did the roof floor needs his windows cleaned, all right, or a painter. See, the telephone can be a good forum for that. But one of the most powerful forums, of course, that has arisen in the last couple of decades has been the Internet forum, which is, of course, the net in Internet is a network term. And in every form of networking, every type of exchange can be handled on the Internet. And so it's really a predominant forum at this point. But it doesn't hurt to employ some of these other networking forums up behind the Internet forum, to fill it out, to support it, because what happens on the Internet is you lose a little of that face-to-face, that personal touch type of benefit, and that's very valuable. So we want to think about these different types of forums. But one interesting thing about the Internet is, well, about any type of networking, is that we're interested in putting our message, our product, our cause out into a stream of traffic, and usually in order to do that, it takes some type of a real estate, either the television real estate, radio real estate, those are virtual forms of real estate, but or some form of physical real estate where you can actually put a sign next to a street where a lot of traffic is going by. The Internet also has traffic, and it also has messaging, message formats that you can put in front of that traffic. So, and it also has real estate. It has actual web addresses to where some web addresses are more active in the sense of traffic than others. Some are purposed for traffic, some are not. Some are message purposed. And so message purposed addresses like to put links to their message on traffic type addresses. And it's just like the street signs. There might be a business that's not on a busy street, but they're not going to put their sign. They're going to put their sign out on the main thoroughfare, right? And so these are some strategies. These are some networking strategies that have appeared on the internet. And it's nice to understand the fundamentals of that, because that is really what we're capable of building with Dragnet marketing tools, the video pages that are both messaging and traffic oriented. And they can be crafted in any way. And up underneath your network, you can really intelligently put messaging on every page to drive the appropriate traffic to the appropriate destination. So really we need to think about the forum and the traffic real estate concepts and strategies that are behind whatever forum that we're using. So when we come down to that, how to organize your network affiliates, it is strategic. There are geographical type parameters that you'd want to consider. For example, with your competitor, if somebody who does the same thing you do is geographically, proximate to you, then that might be a difficult thing to swing. But if as far as a cooperative network, but if that same type business as yours is geographically distant, maybe in a different state or a different city, depending on what you do, then that might be a workable network that you could share and help each other in. So there's the geographical issues. There's also typographic issues, because some companies that are not competitive with you are synergistic, but some are not. So they're of a different type, and they wouldn't really fit well in a network that's in proximity to you typographically. But if you clump that, you can still work that network, clump that non-synergistic company with another group of companies that are synergistic, and then see how those two networks can be leveraged. You see what I mean? And so there's all of those strategies too, that if you rest that on top of your mind, if it's going fast for you, well, it's meant to be, but go ahead and watch this again and maybe read some things about it. There's some articles we have up too on these things too. So we have those different strategic considerations when we network. So the final thing we want to talk about is how in some of our purposes in business, we want to drill down into some localities. And some other business purposes want to expand out from their localities, right? Some businesses are very expansive, and some are very localized. And so is there a way to get in on a network to where you could expand if you'd like to, or where you can drill down into a locality if you'd want to? This is what Dragnet Marketing brings to the table with these video pages. The goal is to get video pages out everywhere. And the pages that grow from your parent page, the child pages under you, then you can work those. You can strategize with those, with the ad spaces that you will inherently get with child pages that grow under you. So we'll talk more about how Dragnet Marketing video pages, these viral video pages, can really explode into a networking opportunity that is unlike any that you would have access to. Most of these are not accessible to the normal you and I. And Dragnet Marketing web pages probably will not be for long either. As they take off and go viral, as they go exponential, then we'll begin to start to shut off the upper tier parent pages and preserve the value autonomy to that level. So get in early on this.